Khayelitsha is the largest township in Cape Town. Zukiswa has lived here for 20 years in a tiny home with one of her 2 children. The area has no tarred roads, is littered with refuse, and there are no schools nearby.
There's no lights here, it's dark. And then when you walk around the N2 or this road,
the main highway,
you can't go alone.
It's not safe.
It's not safe.
Zukiswa is a local activist. She says she's fighting for a safer community with basic government services. She supports the ruling African National Congress and watches the State of the Nation address every year, making notes, she says, to hold the government accountable for the promises it's made. When Zukiswa voted in South Africa's first democratic elections 25 years ago, she says she was excited at the prospect of a new and better South Africa.
I wish I was there inside the parliament, because the minister of the police will be there. Most of the communities, there's no police. There's a lot of crime, especially women and children. They are target of the thugs. We are raped every day.
This is Cyril Ramaphosa's second State of the Nation address as president, after Jacob Zuma resigned amid allegations of corruption and a poorly performing government, with many South Africans becoming increasingly cynical.
What does the State of the Nation mean to you?
I don't know. I really don't know. Because they will promise. Promise. They promised all the time.
Just 3 months ahead of elections, this State of the Nation address, like others, highlights the government's achievements and its plans for the future. Much of the president's speech focuses on ending corruption, stimulating the economy and creating jobs.
The theme of this year's State of the Nation address is following up on our commitments. But for many South Africans, especially in poor communities like this one, the decades-old promises made by the government have been derailed, especially by corruption.
We will celebrate the triumph of freedom over subjugation, the triumph of democracy over racial tyranny, and the triumph of hope over despair.
After 25 years of democracy, Zukiswa hopes that these words will finally bring change. Fahmida, Jazeera, Khayelitsha, South Africa.